Good morning, gentlemen. Basically, some of you must have seen this yesterday, and I'm just going to, I have condensed the slides. There are no production details. Basically, this is for the architects. So we start with, I'm going to present architecture in Middle East, but mainly the focus on domes. Yeah, this is one of the project which is in the main city of Muscat, and you can see from all over places. This is innovative application of GRC, which was done by putting a gold glass mosaic on the main concrete dome, and with the GRC about half a meter away from the main dome. The LED lights were placed in the factory on the GRC panels with the patterns, and those LED lights are throwing on the gold mosaic, and the light is reflected with the pattern visible very clearly. So this is excellent example of a different application which can be replicated in other parts of the world, because what the examples, our other delegates have shown, I think this is something different. And these were also a segmented pattern, so we didn't have to make, all number of molds, unlike the previous Shenisha, presentation. This was a segment, so we could repeat the 16 segments. In the height, there were 3 joints, and laterally, there were 16 segments. This is the one which got award yesterday night. Okay, this is the mosque with the column cladding and ceiling and arch soffits and capitals. So it was pigmented GRC. This was a mosque in Oman. These are again the different domes. The one on the top left is also the similar concept with the LED lights inside, but a geometrical pattern. Then we have the below is GRC segments, which are again a repeat. We just had to make one mold from bottom to top and then have a segments, and I think this was 72 or something. And in between there are glass mosaics, and this was directly on the concrete dome. However, this took care of the uneven undulations in the concrete dome just by having a GRC ribbed one. And only undulations we need to take care was where the glass mosaics were there. So this was another application. Then the right side was a GRC with the mosaic. The glass mosaics were placed in the mold, and it was sprayed over, so you don't have to do the glass mosaic in situ. Saved a lot of time. Gave a very good quality, because the tiles were perfectly level. When you place it on the mold, it's perfect. There is no up and down while you are doing, post on top of the concrete. So this was good example. Yes, we had to take care of adhesion between the GRC and the glass mosaic, because there are differential movements. But yes, we worked out on that, because there were gaps in the mosaic and the cement slurry passed through. So that also had an added advantage of both, you don't have to do any grouting, and also it made the tiles not have a good bonding. These are again another examples. Similar application. On the top, it is directly on the concrete dome, whereas the below is the Grand Mosque of Oman, And this was again the LED light. You will see the next final pictures with the illuminated. Again the gold mosaic, and this was more of a geometrical pattern. And these are U-shaped, channel-shaped GRC segments with the. In fact, this was an old project, and that time there were no LED. This was almost like 30 years old, or maybe 28 years old. So they had put normal tube lights, actually. And recently we replaced with the LED. And this was a stadium in Qatar, one of the FIFA stadium. So we had these huge domes. These are the ones which are exactly, you can't call them as a dome, but they are all, they used to call them as dunes, like the sand dunes. But the challenge was, this was not a perfect geometry. It was a free-flowing, so you had to go for a complete full mold. And again, there were tiles placed on the mold and casted along with. And the steel framing is, you can see below. And this is another one which is complex shape, kind of mukarna you call in Moroccan, language. So these are few of them. Then on the, as you see the first slide, there are minaret domes also, which were smaller diameter. So we assembled it at ground and then lifted up, placed directly on the minaret. This is application which is reverse application. There is a glass dome on top and the GRC pattern, open pattern inside. So the light was passing through during the daylight, and you see the pattern from inside of the mosque, as against the other mosque which was a pattern from outside. This is another way of doing it. Then we had, this is a convention center, which is 103 meter diameter, with again glass mosaic laid in the mold, and they were, different segmental petal. They were quite a big, large sections of panels. And these are the Qatar stadium. Again, there were round tiles of pearls and tiles placed on the mold, and then it was casted. These are the similar mosque domes, different shapes, different finish, different materials on the domes. This is what you see, the end result, the minaret dome and the main dome. This is another mosque in Nizwa. This is the same application but bigger size of tiles, Iranian tiles. This is another mosque in Sohar. This is the convention center. And this is the stadium, which you can see those big, the patterns, the dune roof. They were huge. Yeah. That's it. Thank you very much.